Ever found yourself staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering why your body seems determined to rob you of those precious hours of sleep? That moment when the world is perfectly still, yet your mind is suddenly, inexplicably alert? You're not alone, and contrary to what you might believe, this isn't a sign that something's wrong with you. It's actually your body communicating something important. Today, we're diving deep into the mystery of those early morning wake-ups that so many of us experience as we age. The truth behind these 3 a.m. awakenings reveals fascinating insights about your changing body, mind, and life rhythms that most health articles never fully explain. By the end of our time together, you'll not only understand why this happens, but also discover practical, gentle ways to work with your body's new patterns rather than fighting against them. These aren't just quick fixes, they're compassionate approaches that honor the wisdom your body has accumulated over decades of life. So if you've been wondering why sleep seems to change with age, settle in. The answers might surprise you, comfort you, and most importantly, help you find your way back to restful nights. Let's begin with perhaps the most significant change happening within your body as you age: the natural decline in melatonin production. Melatonin serves as your body's internal sleep regulator. Think of it as the conductor of your sleep orchestra. In your younger years, your pineal gland produced abundant amounts of this hormone, allowing you to sleep deeply through the night. But as we age, this production gradually decreases, creating a more delicate sleep state, especially during those early morning hours. Consider Margaret, who at 67 finds herself consistently awake around 3:15 a.m. Unlike her neighbor Thomas, who takes prescription sleep aids, Margaret decided to work with her changing biology. She implemented a gentle evening ritual, including limiting blue light exposure after dinner, drinking tart cherry juice an hour before bed, and using blackout curtains to maintain darkness throughout the night. "I still wake up sometimes," she shares, "but instead of being frustrated, I understand why, and I've gotten better at drifting back to sleep." What about you? Have you noticed changes in how deeply you sleep compared to a decade ago? Take a moment to reflect on this and feel free to share your thoughts in a quick comment below. Here's what you can do today. Evaluate your bedroom for light leaks. Even small sources like alarm clocks or hallway nightlights can suppress melatonin. Consider using amber reading lights in the evening and keeping your sleeping environment as dark as possible. Remember, your eyes become more sensitive to light with age, so what seemed insignificant before might be impacting your sleep now. The second reason for those 3 a.m. awakenings involves your body's shifting internal clock, known scientifically as advanced sleep phase syndrome. This isn't just about habits, it's a biological shift in your circadian rhythm that naturally moves earlier as you age. Take Robert, who recently retired at 71. He used to pride himself on being a night owl. Now, despite his best efforts, he finds himself nodding off during evening television and wide awake at 3:30 a.m. His wife, Elena, meanwhile, has embraced her early bird tendencies, going to bed at 8:30 p.m. and enjoying peaceful, productive mornings starting at 4 a.m. The difference, Robert explains, is that Elena stopped fighting her body's natural rhythm while I kept trying to force myself to stay up late. This shift happens because your body's internal clock, regulated by a specific part of your brain, gradually advances with age. You begin producing sleep hormones earlier in the evening and wake hormones earlier in the morning. Fighting this natural progression often leads to frustration rather than better sleep. An approach worth trying is schedule sliding. gradually pushing your entire routine later by 15 to 30 minutes each week until you find a better alignment. Start with dinner timing, followed by evening activities, and finally bedtime. Your body responds well to consistent routines, so once you find a schedule that works, maintain it even on weekends. Have you noticed yourself getting sleepy earlier than you used to? Share your experience in the comments. We'd love to hear about your body's changing rhythms and what adjustments have worked for you. Our third insight focuses on physical discomforts and health-related interruptions that become more noticeable in the stillness of night. Your body's awareness doesn't shut down during sleep. In fact, certain sensations can become more pronounced when external distractions fade away. Consider Dorothy, who at 74 couldn't understand why she consistently woke up between 2:30 and 3:15 a.m. After keeping a sleep journal, she noticed her wake-ups often followed a specific sensation of discomfort in her hips. Working with her doctor, she discovered that her arthritis medication was wearing off during those early morning hours. By adjusting the timing of her medication and adding a memory foam mattress topper, her wake-ups became less frequent and less disruptive. Meanwhile, her brother James discovered his 3 a.m. wake-ups were related to subtle blood sugar fluctuations. A small protein snack before bed helped stabilize his levels through the night, resulting in more consistent sleep. What physical sensations do you notice when you wake up early? Is there tension, discomfort, hunger, or a need to use the bathroom? These clues can help you address the specific needs your body is expressing. Here's a practical approach. Create a brief body scan routine when you wake up, mentally noting any areas of discomfort or particular sensations. Keep a notepad by your bed to jot down patterns. This information can be incredibly valuable for both you and your healthcare provider. The fourth factor influencing those early wake-ups involves your daily lifestyle patterns, the quiet rhythms that shape your body's understanding of when to sleep and when to wake. Barbara, at 69, found herself consistently awake at 3 a.m. after years of uninterrupted sleep. Looking at her daily routine, she realized several changes had occurred since retirement. Her dinner time had shifted from 7 p.m. to 5 p.m. Her daily walks had become less frequent, and she spent most evenings in dim lighting, reading, or watching television. These subtle shifts had collectively advanced her body's sleep cycle by several hours. By contrast, her friend William maintained an active schedule with evening classes 3 times weekly, dinner reservations that kept him out until 8 p.m. occasionally, and bright, engaging evening activities. His sleep pattern remained more aligned with his preferred schedule. What's happening here is that your body craves consistent environmental cues, like light, meals, activity, that help regulate your internal clock. As routines become more flexible in retirement or with age, these signals can weaken, allowing your natural tendency toward advanced sleep phase to become more pronounced. Try implementing these practical adjustments. Ensure at least 30 minutes of afternoon sunlight exposure. Maintain consistent meal times. Consider gentle evening activities that keep you engaged until your desired bedtime, and use bright light therapy in the early evening to signal to your body that it's not yet time for sleep. What evening activities keep you engaged and alert? Have certain hobbies or routines helped maintain your preferred sleep schedule? Share your experiences in the comments. Your insights might help others in our community. Our final exploration takes us beyond the physical into the emotional landscape of 3 a.m. awakenings. Sometimes it's not your body, but your mind that gently pulls you from sleep during those quiet hours before dawn. Elizabeth, now 78, found herself regularly waking at 3 a.m. following her retirement and her husband's passing. Initially concerned about insomnia, she began practicing mindfulness during these wake-ups and discovered something profound. Her mind was processing transitions, reflecting on life changes, and working through emotions that were too easily ignored during busy daylight hours. These quiet moments became sacred to me, she explains. Instead of fighting to fall back asleep, I started keeping a journal by my bed and writing down my thoughts. Some nights I write about memories, other nights about hopes or concerns. Either way, I usually fall back asleep more peacefully afterward. Her neighbor David had a different approach. He created a calming middle-of-the-night ritual, including soft music, gentle stretching, and reading spiritual texts for 15 to 20 minutes before returning to sleep. The emotional dimension of sleep changes with age, partly because the night becomes a time when your subconscious mind can finally be heard. Years of accumulated experiences, unprocessed emotions, and existential reflections may surface when external distractions fade away. Rather than viewing these moments as disruptions, consider embracing them as opportunities for inner connection. Prepare a peaceful activity for these wake-ups, perhaps journaling, meditation, gentle stretching, or reading something uplifting. Having this plan ready can transform moments of potential frustration into meaningful personal time. What thoughts tend to surface when you wake in the early morning hours? Have you found particular practices that help you process these thoughts? Please share your experiences in the comments below. As we conclude our exploration of why older adults often wake at 3 a.m., I hope you've gained not just understanding, but also compassion for your changing sleep patterns. These wake-ups aren't random disruptions. They're meaningful signals from your body and mind as they navigate this chapter of life. Remember that good sleep isn't necessarily uninterrupted sleep. Throughout human history, segmented sleep patterns were common and considered entirely normal. What matters most is how you feel during your waking hours and the quality of rest you receive overall. I'd love to know which of these insights resonated most strongly with you. What will you try differently tonight? Share one change you plan to implement in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that honors the wisdom and challenges of aging. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Until our next conversation, I wish you peaceful nights and insightful early mornings.